Hello and welcome to another episode with me, Marilyn Rossano from Rossano's Casa. But before I start, I am just giving you a heads up about this episode because it is another time hack. It's a time hack. It's a godsend to me. I think this is one of my favorite kitchen time hacks. When I heard about this, I was super young. And I heard about it, I was like, no, get out of here. Like, this is bullshit. And then as I got older, I was like, oh, it's time to hear a little bit more. And then I gave it a red hot go. And I was like, why didn't I do this earlier? And so the hack is my 2-ingredient dough. Look, I'm going to say it's not mine. I'm not the OG. I'm not the original person that did it. However, I did write a cookbook around it. It's called One Dough 10 Recipes. I'm so proud of it. I love it to pieces. It's my first. I did this in 3 freaking weeks. This was my COVID baby. So other people were conceiving and I conceived a dough cookbook, which in my opinion was less painful than any other pregnancy that I've endured. But I love this so much. So I have the free recipe for the actual dough on my website. So you can definitely go there. So www.rosanoscasa.com. You can sign up and get the free recipe. But essentially the 2 ingredients are, drum roll, just pretend. I don't even know how to edit, so I'm not even going to bother entering a drum roll just yet. But it is self-raising flour and natural Greek yogurt. Do you hear that? Crickets. No, it's actually my fridge in the background. Killed the silence for 1 minute. Literally 2 freaking ingredients. Like, I was like, where have you been my whole life? Why was I even using yeast? Why did I have to wait 3 hours, 3 freaking hours for my focaccia to rise? Like, what a freaking joke, right? So this dough that I use can be used for sweet and savory recipes, and they're all in my cookbook, but I'm going to share a few with you, right? So I think the first thing that I ever made, I have to say it's not in the cookbook, but that's okay because hello, anyone can do this. And number 2, I'm pretty sure if you go to my IGTV that I've done an IGTV on it. So I've done the dough. It's quick, it's easy. It all comes together really easy. You don't have to over knead. You don't have to rest. The best part about it is that you could make it the night before. So for example, on Friday nights, where the worst thing that could ever happen to any woman is it be football night. I cannot stand it. But anyway, so that's pizza nights. And I'm sorry, can we just have a little rant, a little bit about the state of our pizza in this country at the moment? The chain pizza, horrendous. I can't even. Firstly, they are so freaking stingy. Size of my butt cheek. I'm complimenting myself there by saying it's small. But so tiny, stingy toppings, processed, super salty. I'm like drinking water for hours afterwards. And I was like, no, there's got to be some other changes. So I'd always buy, some other pre-made bases. Lebanese bread was like too thin and soggy. Then the other ones were like too thick and stodgy and would feel doughy. Anyway, so I did this recipe. So I do it usually, like say the Thursday night. I whip it up because Friday I work. Come home, take it out a little bit, half an hour before, 1 hour before, and then I'll roll them out and do whatever toppings. It's so easy. But if you want the best lunchbox filler, the easiest thing in the world is to do cheesy mite scrolls. Now, if you are not Australian, you're like, what the bejesus is a cheesy mite scroll? Well, you're not living, Barry. Like, it's essentially dough rolled out, lathered with some Vegemite, which I don't care. If you don't like Vegemite, just just go to another podcast. No, I'm just joking. Vegemite with cheese rolled into scrolls, right? Rolled up and then cut into scrolls and baked. The best. If you do not like Vegemite, by all means, do them pizza. You could do pizza sauce, cheese, put whatever toppings you want, mushrooms, hams, olive, whatever, like it doesn't matter. Roll it up into a log, cut them into pieces, and bake them. If you want to keep them for lunchbox fillers, they are perfect. You can just freeze them, pop them in obviously let them cool down, and then freeze them in an airtight container, put some baking paper in between each layer so they don't stick. And that way you can just take them out and put them into the lunchbox like the night before. They'll defrost fully by the following day for school lunch. The best thing ever. You could do mini pizzas, whatever it is. But I think the ultimate test that I ever did, which is, I can actually say this is Italian proof because I'm married to an Italian. My friend, I made this for her and the family. They had like a bad gastro break. So poor thing, I'd made like some soup and then I made fake focaccia. I call it fake because it's not the OG. So I can't say that it is real focaccia because it's not, right? But I'm sorry, I'm not going to spend 3 hours making focaccia when it's a side dish, right? It's something that I make when I've made soup or, you know, a side, whatever it is, because if you can't chew the soup, then it ain't a meal. I don't know. Does anyone else feel my philosophy around that? So my husband tells me. So fake focaccia, it's beautiful, right? So you make the dough quickly, get like a baking pan, lather some olive oil, pop the dough in there and put whatever toppings you want. If you want to keep it simple, obviously put the dimples. The best part is dimpling it. Olive oil, salt. You could put some dry herbs. You could put some cherry tomatoes, some antipasto, like some artichokes, sun-dried tomatoes. If you want to add some olives, if you want to add, you could add, like you could even do a goat's cheese and fresh fig. If you want to add some fresh herbs, I suggest that you put it towards the end. Easy. So good. And both husbands were like, oh wow, this focaccia. I'm like, it's fake. It's not real, but it is amazing and so easy. And I don't have to worry about freaking thinking 5 hours ahead of time to make it. So that's the other go-to. That was my first, I think pretty sure that was my first ever make, followed by the scrolls. Another thing that I do is the pides that you see in the kebab shops. They're like it's a Turkish version of open flatbread. You can have like some sucuk, or you could use salami. You could put eggs. You could do spinach and feta. You could, if you have a leftover charcoal chook, pop some in there, some barbecue, like whatever. Like again, it is basically a pizza. There's breakfast pizza in the book. There's empanadas. Now, if you don't know what empanadas are, then go to Google and have a look. But essentially, it is every region in South America do a different filling, a different version. They're like the South American version of calzone, so they look like little flipped over pizzas. My ones have that sweet and salty component. There's some raisins in there, or currants, I should say. That really nice sweet and salty. Now, what else is there? The twists. I mean, okay, so this is another thing I'm going to rant about. I'm not going to mention names because I don't know if I can, but if you get my gist, it's a popular bakery chain in Australia that do twists. And my Lord, the stinginess of the fillings actually gives me hives. I cannot stand. I'm spending $7 on a twist. It's got to be, come on. You can add a little bit more cheese in that because all I'm feeling is some bread, plain bread. And I've done a garlic chorizo twist. However, you could really just put whatever you want in there. If you want to keep it cheese and herb, I think the main thing that I wanted to show you guys is the versatility of this. You could do whatever. You could take whatever recipe and just do them all in a scroll. But I just wanted to show you the different techniques, the versatility of it, like how you can create something so like amazing from something so simple. The techniques that are involved, the way that you could keep it in the fridge, the way that you could pop it into the freezer, like how much time you will save. And I'm sorry, but the money as well, because making stuff like this in bulk is so much easier. And they make the best afternoon tea, morning tea, or if someone just comes over, or like play dates or whatever, you've got something ready to go, ready in the freezer that's homemade, and super easy. In terms of some other things, like I do baked Asian buns, like they're my kind of, oh my God, I love that filling. The filling is divine. Again, pop it into a scroll form. It doesn't matter. I've got some knots in there, some orange, cardamom, and cinnamon knots. There's a really nice raspberry, lime, and thyme crostata. Crostata is sort of like an open pie, essentially. So again, super easy. Like I can't even, and dollop some ice cream on top. But I think if I am going to have to actually choose a favorite dessert, it would be the chocolate almond baklava braided bread. Whoa, like so delicious. I mean, who doesn't like that whole chocolate and nut component. It's divine. And again, there's lots of variations and tips in it, but I just wanted to share this with you because it's my COVID baby and I felt the need to come on here and preach it because it is probably the best kitchen time hack that I've ever come across. And I'm so proud of this book that I created and the amount of you that have purchased it and said to me, oh my Lord, you have saved me so much time in the kitchen, and the versatility of it is insane. And you know, it all comes down to cooking from scratch, making it really easy, and just thinking ahead of time, using our freezer, you know, stocking up on things for those busy days, especially afternoon training. If you've got to go and there's extracurricular activities, you know, there's something ready to go. It's not another stop point that we have to stop and buy something for the kids. You know, you can just pop them in little containers or Ziploc bags, like whatever your jam is, and off you go, and it's ready to go. So anyway, I hope you love this episode. You can find the free recipe on my website, www.rosanoscasa.com. There you can get the dough recipe. My book is on there. Please join the Facebook, the free Facebook community group, the Wooing Food. Share your creations on there. If there's any questions, you know, reach out on Instagram, Rosanos Casa, or yeah, just DM me. And yeah, till the next episode, have a great one. And I cannot wait to see your creations.